how are you all doing? We have seen Marvin working extra hard this season, catching more bodies than there have been episodes thus far. This raises the question of whether Marvin will eventually be caught. Or will he keep getting away with it? Marvin might be eliminated because of the possibility that early Tylen, his people, Stefano and his people, Uni's crew, the New Jersey mob, and possibly even Stefano's son-in-law are all pursuing him in this season finale. However, nevertheless, given his history and the number of kills he has made this season, Marvin runs the risk of running afoul of the law. Returning to Season 1, Marvin was first noticed by the police after being released from prison a number of years earlier. She began snitching on Marvin after Tony Deep was caught with some weight in order to have her charges withdrawn. In the Season 1 finale, we witnessed Marvin being arrested as a result. However, Tony skipped town and didn't testify, so by the time Season 2 began, Marvin was free and clear and only needed to go to an anger management class. Around this time, Rock was attempting to expand her business to Jersey, which led to our first introduction to the New Jersey Italian Mafia. To address his rat problem in Marco Baselli's neck of the woods, Marvin made contact with him at this point. However, Rock refused to turn over Marvin, which led to a confrontation between Sal and Rock after Marco was killed while performing this task. As a result, at the end of Season 2, the Italians destroyed Rock's entire business, leaving a complete mess and prompting the federal government to investigate what had happened. At this point, we were introduced to Stefano Marchetti, the head of the Italian mob's Queensboro branch, since S visited Stefano before pursuing Rock's operation because it was within his domain. Additionally, the federal government began investigating Stefano more closely as a result of the chaos that resulted from S's people attacking Rock's operation. Following these attacks at the start of Season 3, Stefano informed S that he had heard from a reliable source that a number of his spots were bugged. Following S's passing, Unique went to Stefano in search of that horse connection. Additionally, Rock moved to Stefano to carry on Unique's work after Unique vanished. At this point, the FBI began investigating Marvin Thomas as a person of interest who might have been in charge of the Season 2 operation. Through Tony Deep, they were able to put Marvin in touch with Marco. In an attempt to deflect attention from Marvin, Rock smoked Howard at the end of Season 3 in an attempt to blame everything on him and Ronnie. The police chief's announcement at the start of Season 4 that the federal government was wrapping up their investigation and blaming everything on foreigners gave the impression that the plan might have succeeded. Although their investigation was officially closed, they continued to closely monitor Stefano's every action. Stefano is aware of this. For this reason, he is running his business out of the restaurant rather than the fish market. However, Andre Barnes informed Rock at the start of Season 2 that according to his FBI connection, Rock and Marvin had been spotted meeting with Stefano separately. Additionally, we are aware that the feds are working behind the scenes even though we haven't actually seen them in Season 2. We also know that Marvin must still be of interest to them after he was seen with Stefano. After the entire incident with Howard, I believe they may have decided to move their investigation outside of the NYPD headquarters because they were unsure of whom to trust there. The first time we saw Mara on screen in a few episodes was in Episode 9, when she was telling Jukebox about Detective Garcia's investigation into the death of her husband, Aaron. Mara claimed that one of the times Aaron touched her, she told Detective Garcia that Jukebox was with her. Remember that when Mara first met with Jukebox, she told him that the police were claiming it was a robbery, but now that Detective Garcia is involved, it appears that they are investigating further. For more videos, don't forget like, share, and subscribe to my channel.